What's going on YouTube? It's your girl Brittany as always, and I'm back again. And in this video, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I know y'all read that title, and I know y'all see that I'm doing a story time. And typically, I'm doing things like try on hauls. I'm gonna get into some apartment stuff where I'm doing cleaning and organizing and stuff like that. But I also want to get into some story time because I have an interesting life. I have a lot going on in my life, and it's some things that I want to talk to y'all about. Um, for instance, I know you read that title, Crazy Date from Plenty of Fish. Or was it Tinder? Honestly, I don't know if it was Plenty of Fish or Tinder at the time. But what I do know is it was probably about 3 or 4 years ago before I got into my last relationship. And I was dating. I just got out of a relationship actually. I was dating around, just trying to see, what I got on some apps. I got on Tinder, I got on POF, I probably got on Meet Me, some other stuff. I just was trying to see what was out here. And it was a disaster. It was a disaster. I met this guy on, I'm gonna go with Tinder because I really think it was Tinder. I met this guy on Tinder, and I'm gonna tell you what his name is. I don't even care. Ain't no secret names for this one. His name was Lucius because I just think it was funny anyway that his name was Lucius. Yes, Lucius Lion because he was the Lucius liar. Yes, Lucius. Anyway, I should have known it was a red flag from the start. Like, why would I even this man name was Lucius? Like, keep it moving. Anyway, I thought he was a little bit attractive, but anyway, when I met the guy, we had kind of met up and went out, kind of just hung out for real. Really didn't really go much nowhere. Like, we hung out downtown in Harbor here in Baltimore, and that was kind of just that. Like, we were talking from time to time. Like, we had been talking over the course of a month. We had just been talking, not really seeing each other. Like, I might pull up on him sometimes and chill and say hi or whatever, but really nothing too much. He actually had ghosted me, and it's funny because he ghosted me, and I hadn't heard from him in 2 weeks, and I didn't know what was going on. I was calling his phone, and he wasn't answering. I was sending him text messages, he wasn't answering. So I kind of just chunked it up as a loss. All right, whatever. I was hurt about it. This was probably the first guy that ever ghosted me. I've been ghosted before. After that, maybe 2 more times. So I'm kind of whatever with the ghosting thing now. But it kind of hurt my feelings. Damn. Did I do something? I thought we were starting to vibe. What happened? And then basically called me one day what's up? And I was just what? I haven't heard from you. What's going on? You ghosted me. You just stopped answering the phone. I was that was really weird. And he was just I just felt you had, I guess he felt it was things that I was saying, or he might have seen or something, but felt I was still not over my ex or something. When I kind of told him, we still talk from time to time. The relationship didn't end bad. It just ended. And I'm the one that's honestly out here choosing to date and look for somebody else. And he was just yeah, I just felt your attention was somewhere else, blah, blah, blah. So after that, it kind of made me feel oh, well, I was the one that kind of fucked up. So let me try to, redeem myself or something, or, see where things go with this guy. I started talking to him again. We started talking more. We started hanging out, started going out and stuff. Really wasn't really doing anything. I started to notice that he really didn't want to do anything that cost money. But then he had kind of it was the last straw for me. And I don't even know why I had still talked to him after this day. But this guy had, so I'm going to get to where he was working at, because that's a whole nother part of the story. That was weird where he was working at. But this guy had told me when he get paid, like, oh, I'm gonna get paid this weekend. This is my pay week. You know, we're gonna go out and take you somewhere nice. And I'm like, oh, cool. You know, that's nice. Um, the day came, and I was like, yeah, you know, what time are we going out or whatever? You know, I know that you wanted to go to wherever it was that we had planned to go. And he was just like, oh, babe, I'ma holler at you when I see you about that. Like, I can't really go out for real no more. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, all right, well, what the fuck happened? Like, maybe his damn paycheck wasn't that much or something. Like, I don't know. Like, what happened? So I get to the guy or whatever, and he's like, he got bags. Like, he went to the mall. Like, mind you, we didn't have a car, so wherever he was, I had picked him up from. He had bags. Like, he went to the mall. Like, fresh shoes on, fresh outfit. And he was just like, yeah, man, I spent too much money at the mall for real. Like, we can't really go out. So I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, why would you, how much you get? Like, it was a whole bunch of questions. Like, why would you invite me out? Why would you spend all your money at the mall? How much do you get paid? Like, it was a whole lot of red flags and questions there because I just know I'm an idiot. And I still continue to talk to this man. And I wanted to see what else. What happened? Why? Why did I want to see what else? What happened? I don't know. Should have left it alone. Should never seen what else would happen. Because as the story get deeper, you'll know why I should have never seen what else was gonna happen. Anyway, so I kind of started like waning away, like whatever. Like, you getting on my nerves. Like, you got a lot going on. I don't know what you got going on. And I had found out that the job that he had, this is the story about the job. So it was something called like Civic Works. And I don't know if y'all know anything about that. Like, I don't really know anything about that. But when I did look it up, it was kind of like a job training, job development program. Like, something that you would take. And like, they would give you like a stipend to do this training course. And then you would like ultimately get a job, or you know, get into that network of getting a job with these people to do whatever it is that they did, like construction or something like that. So he was in a job training program and was getting a stipend. He did not have a job. He was not getting paid a paycheck. He didn't have a car. And what he was saying that he was renting a room. And who's to say he was really renting a room from these people? These weren't his fucking people that he was living with, because I think I only went in there once. And it was given, like, I don't know. Like, it was a house, like, you know, they had a kitchen. You know, he had his room, but it wasn't like he had, like, a lock and a key and all that extra shit. Like, I don't know. Like, it was like a room rental. Like, it wasn't given it. So I found out, like, you know, it was given weird anyway. So I started weaning myself away from him. But, you know, sometimes the girl get a little lonely, get a little bored. So he happened to come over my house one day, and we was chilling that night. Like, we was having fun. We was having a little bit of drink. So we ended up falling asleep. I ended up letting him spend the night. So I think in the middle of the night or in the morning, I went to the bathroom, and I had just like looked at a text message on my phone. Like, I guess I fell asleep or whatever, but my ex had been blowing up my phone, like saying shit. Like, mind you, I told you, man, my ex was still kind of like breaking up. Like, we had broke up officially. I moved out. That's how we had broke up. And he just kind of wasn't over it. I wasn't over it either, but I was more over it than he was. Like, it was a little harder for him because I had just kind of left the relationship abruptly. But that's going to be another story time. Make sure that y'all subscribe to your girls. Let me tell that story, because that's going to be another story. Like, I got a lot of stories about, like, dating and these men. But anyway, back to Lucius Liar. He stayed the night at my house, and I guess the nigga looked at my phone. He went through my phone, and he seen the text message between me and my ex. So he never told me that he seen these text messages, not then, in that time. What he did was, I woke up in the morning, and I was like, you know, I'm going to go to work. And he was acting like He had to get up to go to work actually earlier than me, and he was just acting like he was not ready to get up and go to work. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you supposed to have been up, like, you supposed to have been out the door, like, wherever you were supposed to go, like, get the fuck out of my house. And he like, oh, nah, like, I'm staying here. I said, no, you have to leave. Like, you can't stay here. Like, if I'm not home, you can't be here. Like, you're not my boyfriend. You don't stay here or nothing. Like, you gotta leave. So he like got an attitude. Like, I just sense he got an attitude. So I had one of those jobs at the time where I could just go to work, clock in, and leave for real. So what I did was I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go clock in real quick. You tripping? I gotta be to work. I'll be right back. Like, I gotta clock in at a certain time. I'll be right back. I went to go clock in. I was telling my coworker like what was going on and that I had him in my house and I was going to go back over there. And at the time when I'm talking to her, telling her this, I get a text like, "Be you a snake" or something like this. And that's when I think he mentioned the text message, and he was just like, "You want your ex, but you got me here at your house or whatever." Da, 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 da. And I was just like, what? Not you sitting at my house talking shit about me. Is that why you wanted to stay at my house? So at this time, I'm talking to her. So she like, you want me to ride with you? I only live like 10 minutes away from the Joe. So I'm like, yeah, ride with me. So we get back to the house. I come in the house. I'm all ride. He just sitting there looking dressed and everything. And I'm just like, well, stop. Like, why did you disrespect me like that? And he just like not really even saying nothing. And I'm just like, all right, yeah. Like he walking out the door. I'm like, all right, yeah, get out. What the fuck? And he's like, he has a book bag that he had bought with him. So I'm like, yo, you got a bag right here. What is you doing? Take that with you. And he just ignored me, walking out the door. And I said, yo, if you don't take your bag, it's going to be outside. So he's like, put my bag outside if you want to. You're going to see what's going to happen. I'm just like, your bag is going outside. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He left. His bag went outside. I left. I went back to work. I went back to work after a while. I was getting all these text messages like, I'm gonna kill your cat. I'm fucking up your house. I'm doing all this crazy stuff. And I'm just like, this guy is delusional. I just locked the door and left. Like, what you talking about? You ain't doing none of this. I think he sent me a picture. I don't know if it was a picture. No, he didn't send me a picture. That's not what happened. He did not send me a picture. Not yet. What happened was I told my homegirl again, like, yo, come with me back to my house to make sure that I locked all my doors. So when I told her that, we went back over there, and I had like one of those locks where chain lock, and you can only lock it on the inside. So I goes unlock the door, open the door, the chain lock on. So I'm like, this nigga's still in here, but I can see through the door, the crack in the door, that is a lot going on in the house. Like, it's all, like, stuff all turned over and stuff. Like, it don't seem like stuff is right. I can't necessarily see everything, but stuff is not right. So I'm like, oh my God, this man is in my house messing up my stuff. So I'm screaming, like, come to the door, come to the door. So as I'm screaming, come to the door, like, something clicked in my head, like, go back to the car. And I went back to the car because it was kind of giving, like, if this man is crazy enough to break into my house and do all this, he might be crazy enough to come out here and do something to me. So then I kind of like, it clicked in my head and I got scared. So I ran back to the car, went to, got in the car with my homegirl, and we sped off. I didn't even see whether or not he had came to the door or not. I called the police. When I called the police and I came back with the police, he was gone. And I came in the house and he had like he was just like knocking stuff over and like kind of like messing up the house a little bit. Like, wasn't anything damaged at the time. So maintenance came while the police were still there. They end up locking up the door, and this is where the story gets interesting and funny at the same time, because I had a friend that I was kind of in like a friends with benefits relationship with, and then I had my ex-boyfriend, and then I also had that guy that I was kind of going back and forth with because he had ghosted me and was acting funny. So at the time, I knew the two closest people to me, well, men to me, other than my brothers and stuff. Like, I didn't feel like I wanted to call my brothers yet because I didn't want to like feel embarrassed about what was going on. So I called the two guys, and they showed up at the same time, which is so crazy. They showed up at the same time. So all I did was like, my friends with benefits already knew that I was, still dibbling and dabbling with my ex, so that I would just got out of a breakup. So I'm like, this is my ex, this is my friend. That's how I presented it. My friends with benefits just thought it was so funny, but I feel like that part of the story needs to be a whole nother video. So make sure that y'all subscribe, because I'm going to do a whole nother video on how they met, what happened when they met, what transpired after they met, and where does things stand with them now, because it's still current. A crazy situation with them too. Anyway, and the fact that I introduced them. Anyway, back to Lucius the liar. So after that, maintenance came and they like reinforced the door, made sure that wasn't nobody else going to be able to, because he broke in, like he kicked the door. So the door was like off the hinges a little bit, but like not too much. So apparently the door was easy enough to get kicked in any damn way. So it was good that maintenance came and put like some extra reinforcements, some extra plank or something at the door. So after they did this, I just felt like it started to get like late. After that, I called the police. They told me in the morning I would have to go to the courthouse to get a restraining order and stuff like that. And they was like, do you have anybody to stay with? And at that time, I think my ex had left. So I was just like, I'll stay with my friend. That was my friends with benefits. And he happened to live like across the street. Like, he didn't live far at all. Like, first of all, both of them didn't live far, because I had met my friends with benefits by being in that neighborhood. And my ex, I had moved from out of the house with him in an apartment complex that was right across the street. So they both lived in the neighborhood. I stayed with my friends with benefits. I'm in a bed, laying down. I'm getting text messages after text messages, still talking about how you gonna kill my cat, y'all. Like, and I'm like, yo, this man is delusional, sending me all these text messages. At this time, I'm like certain that ain't no way that all the stuff that he's saying, because he's saying it again, he's gonna kill my cat, he's gonna fuck my house up, he hope I die, like all this crazy stuff, like all these threats. And I'm like, this man is delusional. I can't wait to go and get this restraining order tomorrow, and I'm gonna really need to call the police and make sure that they protect me against this man, because he's delusional. And I'm thinking that he's really crazy, and he's just texting me stuff to like get my attention, because he's calling me and everything. He's just mad trying to get my attention. I didn't even get into the fact. Let me rewind. I'm so sorry. Let me rewind. So as the police had left, the maintenance man reinforcing the door. My ex is there with me, and the maintenance man like, yeah, I saw a dude walking around, just looking crazy. I think he said he had a book bag on. I seen a dude with a book bag walking around, looking crazy. He just looked mad suspicious. I saw him walking around twice. So I'm like, it gotta be him. So as he's saying this, my ex is like standing by. I had a balcony. My ex is standing by the balcony, and he like, I know this ain't the nigga right here with a book bag. I'm like, that's him, yo. I turn around. My ex is like out the door, running around the corner, like chasing the guy down. Like, and the guy is running. Like, it's some woods I can see and everything, that the guy started running, like, and like running away from him. But my ex had chased him down and everything. So my ex had already like peeped how he looked and everything, and was trying to like, fight him, or grab him or whatever. But the crazy ass nigga was still lingering around, walking around the neighborhood, waiting for something to happen, even after the police left, which was even crazier. Like, what the hell? Like, the nigga stayed around and just was like waiting for me or something. Like, I really probably could have died or something. Like, I don't know. Like, this man was out to kill me or something, out to get me. Back to where I was. Fast forward. He's calling me, saying all these things, saying that he messing up my house. I'm not believing it. I'm like, boy, bye. Why? My friends with benefits comes to the house with me later. I go to the house, open the door. my house is fucked up, destroyed, like so much stuff. I had a TV on the wall in the living room, a TV on the wall in the TV. He cracked it, like he like punched both of them. Um, there was dirty cat litter in my bed. Also he peed on my couch. He put everything in the refrigerator. There, raw chicken on the bed, ketchup, mustard, jelly, whatever, red hots, whatever he found was just on all of the furniture, all of the clothes, the bed, the couches, the dining room chairs. Broke all the little whatevers I had on the table, like, decorative stuff. Broke all of that. Cut up all of my clothes that was in the closet. Cut up shoes. Opened up all of my dresser drawers, bleach, cleaning products, Tilex, Comet, Fabuloso, like everything in my house. Everything in my house was fucked up. He destroyed everything. And also ejaculated on one of my couches. And I don't know if he ejaculated before or after he said that he invited this bitch over my house. I don't know if he ejaculated with the girl there or what, because I also found a condom on the floor. It was ridiculous. Like, okay, I know you're wondering how he got in. I was wondering the same shit. How did he get in? Mind you, I told you I had a balcony on the second floor. On the second floor. The balcony door was locked. How did he break in my apartment on the second floor in my balcony? I don't know to this day. With sorcery, with magic, with power. And I'm saying this because I could not put it together because I still could lock the fucking balcony door. I came in, the balcony door was halfway open. So I already knew that's how he got in. That's how he got in, that's how he got out. However he did it. The balcony door was halfway open. So I knew that's how he got in the second time. It couldn't have been through the front door. Anyway, that's how he got in the second time. And like you can tell like it was like a little damaged. But what the fuck? Apartment complex? The damn front door was easy to break in. The damn balcony door was easy to break in. Was I ever fucking protected? If I'd have been asleep, the motherfucker would have got in there while I was asleep. Anyway, oh my God, this tore me down so much. Like I worked hard for the stuff that I had. First of all, when I moved into that particular apartment, I didn't have any fucking thing. Like I was living with the next, and I went and I took whatever I could take in my car and I left. All the stuff that I had in my apartment, I had built over the course of like the 4 or 5 months I had only been living there. And I had built all of that and got all of that stuff on my own. This was my first apartment, like by myself, without any roommate, without any man. This was my first like responsibility, honestly. So it just kind of like felt like, oh my God, everything I worked hard for, everything I built, like I kind of feel like I'm getting a little emotional right now thinking about it. Like everything I built was destroyed by a man I just met for a night that of me allowing him to stay with me because he had a jealous streak. He was jealous of a man that I was talking to when we had just started talking, which was so crazy to me. Whatever the case may be, I was fortunate enough to be able to file a claim with my rental insurance. So I was kind of like reimbursed for everything and was able to buy everything over and more that I wanted, actually, which was nice. He actually stole like things too, like because I had like electronics. I had an Apple Watch, iPad, And probably some other stuff that I could not find anymore. So I just assumed that he had stole this stuff, like a fire stick and everything. Like I think I just figured he had stole like all the stuff that was worth anything, that I couldn't find anymore. But yeah, that was the story of my very horrible Tinder date. So they did end up, my rental office did end up, I had asked them could I move, and they was gonna allow me to move, but I had like looked at a few apartments that was available, and none of them was like nice like mine. So I actually kind of had no choice but to stay. Well, I had choices, but it was like I want to stay. Like I'm comfortable here. That part of it kind of scared me, but I am comfortable here. So they did end up putting like this wood plank in the balcony. So they didn't like fix the door or nothing, but this wood plank, like I couldn't open the door from the inside. Couldn't nobody open the door from the damn outside if the wood thing was right there. But that's something that should have been right there. Like I know some people balconies have like this thing, this like metal thing where you can flip it up and flip it down. Like I didn't have anything like that, so they were supposed to make sure that was secure. And that's probably why they have the extra reinforcements in balcony doors, because clearly it's easy for you to break in the motherfucker. But yeah, be careful who you get close to on these dating apps. Like I'm not saying that dating apps is horrible, don't use them, just be careful. Like vet well, don't invite people to your house. Like be very careful. Like get to know these people, get to know them more. Like don't rush into things. Like I know I definitely learned a lesson from that, and I will never ever do something like that ever again. Like, and it's funny because I'm so cautious now with inviting people over like that I just met, and like some people be like, "You're crazy. Like, why do you say stuff like that?" And I kind of like go into telling this story. Like, I had this happen to me before, and I just don't trust nobody. Like, and they be like, "Well, I wouldn't do nothing like that," and I didn't think he would either. I didn't think he would do nothing like that either. I didn't think he was crazy from the way he was presenting himself. It didn't give crazy to me. But he turned out crazy because I didn't know him. Because I didn't get a chance to know him. I need to get a chance to know you before I invite you over. It's not happening. You're not coming over. Let me come over to your house. Matter of fact, I don't even want to come over to your house. At this point, I think the people that I meet online are crazy because of that. I'm scorned. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to my crazy story. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment on this video, and make sure that you're checking out your girl. Check out some of my other videos. I'm going to be trying to do a lot more content than I've been doing lately. I dropped off the surface. I know some of you guys have been following me for a while. I dropped off the surface, but I am back, and I'm back on full blast. So make sure that you follow and stay up on your girl. Thank you.